So hi family members. So today I just attended a launching program of this wonderful book, The Case of Longti Village. So this book is written by none other than our dearest and our favorite Sentilong Ozukum. So I know for sure you guys will really love the reviews here. The spoiler of this book is in this video, so kindly watch this and grab a copy of yours today and enjoy reading this book. Here is the director of Dreams and Chaos, and here is Moloti without mustache.
अच्छा, like video तो क्या release होगा से बोलूँ ना पर but most probably next year to release करो तो देखो ना because so far वहाँ मेरा shooting ही चाहिए था production
Mono TV को कौन ना
Yeah, morning. Excited for now, so let's see. It was like. So itu kata orang jadi orang jadi means quick does it.
Yeah, so that's Muloti without mustache. Smile sama.
I would like to welcome Mr. Bilawali on stage, and I would also like to request the author, Mr. Sentilong, to join him for the book launch.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
It's such a surreal moment for me to launch, a novel by such a talented person from our own land. And then, actually, I haven't prepared anything for the speech, so please bear with me. Right after the shooting, I just came here directly. And then the formals that you are, that I'm wearing now, this is not mine also. Because actually I just came here to shoot for the season 2 of Dreams and Chaos. And then my team, they knows me very well. Like during the shoot, we used to wear anything because they're obvious, so we wear all those formals and all. Yeah. Thank you so much for the sweet introduction about me. All of us, we know that wherever Sir Sentilong goes, a big storm follows behind him. And then that storm is so positive that, it's been such an inspiration and encouragement for the upcoming generations. And then we are so glad that, I'm also being a part of his storm, maybe or may not be. And then, so far, with the ongoing project of season 2, we don't know how it's going to come up, but me and Sir Sentilong also, we have been talking a lot how to come up with the season 2, and then we finally decided that, okay, let's come back to our own land, that's called Mokokchong, and then let's shoot this very season 2 over here. So all of us, we came here, and then we are really enjoying the whole process of the shooting, and also this is, for most of us, this is our first time staying here for such a longer period of time. And then the longer we stay, the longer he gets irritated nowadays. When Sir Sentilong, he shared to me the case of Longti Village in PDF file, I opened it up and then unknowingly I entered up the novel, I think within 3 hours. And then that is the kind of addiction that I have. When I get attached with some story, I really want to dive into the story and then being a part of it. So I have read Campus Blues, I have read Sincerely Yours, and obviously Dreams and Chaos. But this book, The Case of Longti Village, it's such a masterpiece by him. Honestly, I'm saying. Why? When I say why, every one of us, we have our own perspective when we read a story. So my perspective about this very, I just want to shorten it up. My perspective towards this very novel is, I think this is a time where we cannot fight with the system. I believe so. But, how to tackle with the system, that is very important. So, this book, it's a gem for me. And then I was just wondering about the kind of system that we are living. I won't say about the world, but in our land also, the kind of system that we are living. Sorry, I'm not preaching, okay? I really wanted to be, when I was going through this very book also, I decided that I will not direct this very film, but I will be the actor. That is the character of Victor. It's so mind-blowing. So, I don't know how he writes, but the way he wrote this very book, the plot, and then the plot is super fantastic. It's like, eating a rasgulla, okay, so sweet, but at the same time, Achanak, again, it shifts into somewhere. And then magic realism has always drawn me, and then it is a genre that I've always been interested. And then it's very, the case of Longti Village, for me, it might not be for you also, but for me, it's like a magic realism for me. There's a reality, all of a sudden, it's like a dreamland again. But again, you come back again. And then the kind of plot that Sir Sentilong has written down, I won't say much because even you have to read the novel also. So, but I just want to say that it's such a masterpiece. I haven't said everything, okay? It's such a masterpiece by him. And then, if God gives me the opportunity, then I would really love to do a film on this also. But bisa na ide, kalau collection mo na bisa na mau film now So I do hope and pray that one day or the other, God will really open up a way, to make this book into a film, so that people like you and me, and then the younger generation, at least they will get some idea about how to live, how to tackle in the society that we are living. I want to talk much. Thank you so much for everything here.
Ladies and gentlemen, I thought that this was supposed to be my book launch, not my funeral, but just sitting here in peace. Anyway, thank you so much for the kind words bestowed upon me. And I want to begin by thanking everyone here for a willing time in gracing this occasion. Now, see, like most of us here, I was born and brought up here. I graduated from here, from Fazalali College, and as a citizen of Mokokchung Town, we go around daily with so many memories of Mokokchung Town, nostalgia, filling in, this was the place during the 90s, something was here during the 80s and so on. And we also continue to make memories. And, we always want the best thing to happen to our town. We want it to grow, we want it to mature and stuff like that. If you are a musician, you want Mokokchung to be the musical capital of Nagaland, right? If you are an entrepreneur, you want Mokokchung to be the commercial hub of, Nagaland. And in things like, if you're a politician, you obviously want, so many, that Mokokchung is the political, epicenter of Nagaland. It's things like that. And as a person who deeply cares about education, books and literature, I also wish that Mokokchung become the intellectual capital of the state, And so it is with this small dream that we have set up the Pokepedia Foundation. In 2019, we came up with the Pokepedia Library, and 2019 again. And last year, we came up with the Pokepedia publications. This is just a small way of contributing to the town that has nurtured us all along. And I'm very happy to tell you that. Okay, so when did I start writing this book? I started writing this book several years ago, but then I abandoned the project for a couple of years because I was trying something that I have never done before. Because all my previous books, like young adult literature, right? And for the first time, I was trying crime thriller, I was trying horror, I was trying mystery, I was trying magical realism, folk literature, and so on. So, in the theme of the book was becoming very dark. So I abandoned it for some years. But then, as Maya Angelou said, there is no greater agony than peering an untold story within you. So the story kept on burning me, and so I went back to the book and I completed the story last year. And almost everyone, around 10 or 15 of my closest friends, have read the book, and all of them said that the book is very addictive and it is very difficult to put down the book once you start reading it. Okay, so I'm really grateful that. Okay, so what inspired me to write this particular novel is this. Throughout the book, you will see a theme running. The theme is this: Mother Nature has enough for our needs, but not enough for our greed, right? So, several years ago, I was traveling different districts in our state, and I saw the devastation that we were bringing upon Mother Nature in the form of illegal mining, stone quarrying, deforestation, and all this stuff. And then day after day we were creating a havoc on the environment, and the poor people are left at the mercy of the rich. Every day the gap between the rich and the poor is becoming bigger and bigger and bigger. And as a society, I believe that justice is not often served to those people who are not in power, to those people who are the less fortunate. So we are going towards a kind of a society where the powerful, the have, take advantage of the have-nots. So, but what is the central theme of the book? The central theme of the book is very simple. It's storytelling. Professor Yuval Noah Harari, I'm sure we all know him. He's very articulate, very famous. He writes, almost in all his books, he says that the one thing that differentiates Homo sapiens from animals is that Homo sapiens have the ability to create and tell stories. We think about the world not in numbers but in stories, and there is great power. Midway through the book, you might be wondering what exactly is happening with the plot in the story and what is actually happening. Just remember one thing. I'll give you a clue. Just remember that there's great power in storytelling. And then if you remember this, then the plot of the novel will make a lot of more sense, alright? Okay, so let me end by saying, just addressing the questions that you will ask me after we are done with this book launch. When is my next book coming out? Okay, so I've actually finished writing another novel, which I started writing during the lockdown last year, as a way to handle the work-related stress. However, I'm not really happy with the plot and with the usually enough, right? So thank you so much, everyone, for believing in me. Thank you.
In the course of the unfolding of the story, the author, he deals with a few issues, very important issues, burning issues, in fact, that cry out for our attention. He talks about environmental degradation, unscientific mining, and we know that this is happening in different parts of Nagaland. Only yesterday I was talking to one of my colleagues, and he was telling me that of all the 8 northeastern states, it seems the rate of depletion of forest cover is the highest in Nagaland. Nagaland is losing its green cover at an alarming rate. So he touches upon that environmental degradation, which is a very, very important issue. I'm sure you are aware of the fact that in about a week's time, all the global leaders, they are going to meet in Glasgow in order to highlight the issue of global warming. And Nagaland is not immune to global warming. Okay? Now, we have seen the effects of unscientific mining in different parts of Nagaland. I'm reminded of the village Champi. Now, he also mentions in the book that the Nagas in ancient times, in olden days, they were indeed very, very wise. They knew that they enjoyed a symbiotic relationship with Mother Nature, that we need to take care of Mother Nature if we are to live in a sustainable way. But with the onset of modernity and its attendant greed, somehow we are losing that wisdom, that sagacity, that profound respect for Mother Nature. And this is something beautifully highlighted in the book.